Merry Christmas everybody. Coming up on tonight's video, we're going to be looking at Sheffield Wednesday's form guide. We'll also have a look at their team news. We'll jump on the whiteboard looking at Sheffield Wednesday and Newcastle. And finally something new to come on the preview shows. Hello Newcastle Fans TV, Merry Christmas to you. Right, cut the music. Right, we're here to talk about the football, which is obviously Sheffield Wednesday come to visit St James's Park tomorrow. For you guys who weren't at the cup game last year, they put us out in the cup game, which haunted me for weeks on end. But their support that day was absolutely fantastic. The best away side, best away support I've ever seen. So credit to Owls fans. No doubt they will be noisy in a nighttime game tomorrow as well. I know it's live on the TV, but it'll be a full house as well. Right, so we're here to talk about the preview. Let's get on to how Sheffield Wednesday have been, how they've been getting on the last form guides and so on. So let's have a look at the last 6 games. So Sheffield Wednesday, they've had two Yorkshire derbies, which they come out on top against Rotherham and Barnsley. They suffered a defeat against Reading away from home, that's nothing wrong with that. The Reading are flying, they know they're third in the league. They beat Preston at home, of course, 2-1. And they beat Wolves away from home and also went to the capital West London and drew with Fulham 1-1. So during them 6 games, they have scored 9 goals. They've just conceded 4, which is really impressive. Now, this is the key stat. Listen to this one. 13 points in the last 6 games, which is absolutely brilliant. They're 6th in the league. They're in the playoffs, and the top scorers are joint with Stephen Fletcher and Forestieri. Let's get on to some team news. Team news, that man himself, Forestieri, is back. The man who we were rumoured to unsettle in August along with Aston Villa. That he's back from a 3-match ban after suffering a red card. So he's back. I would love to have him in Newcastle side. He would be a great buy in January, although I don't think we'll get him, you know. They've got other players missing, like they've got Hooper missing, they've got Buckley missing. Who else have got missing? They've got Matthias missing, and Manuelson all out injured. They've also carrying a lot of knocks. So the likes of, who's missing knocks? Lee's got knocks, Barry Bannon's got knocks, Abdi's got knocked, so they've got a few hit and miss injuries, you know. How they set up last game, they went for a 4-3-3 formation. They went with Westwood in goal, Palmer at right back, and they went with Lee, Louvens, and then Puddle at left back. Then they played 3 in the middle, which was Lee. Lees, I keep getting them mixed up. Hutchinson, who come up from the back to play in centre mid. Abdi, and then Jow will play on the right of the front 3. Now he's got blistering pace, so Paul Dummett's going to be up against it. Fletcher will play in the middle, and they'll play with Reach on the left hand side. Very dangerous side, Sheffield Wednesday. How they like to play the ball through the middle. So that's how they do. Short passes, they don't like to play it long either. They like to keep a hold of the ball. Carvalho often rotates, so the side that I do put on the whiteboard in a moment is probably going to be completely different as well. They don't, when they score, they don't normally lose that lead either, but when they do go behind as well, they can actually come back as well. So if Newcastle were to take the lead, it's not game over, without a shadow of a doubt as well. The weakness is that they tend to miss a lot. Doing a bit of research, there's that they'll miss a lot of the chances. They're also poor in the air as well. They're not very good at set pieces. That I suppose that goes with being poor in the air as well. And against individual skillful players, they seem to struggle up against as well. I'm really intrigued about this one. This is a big game in my opinion. Sheffield Wednesday, great football on side. Really unlucky last year to not come up. Let's get over the whiteboard and see how I think how both teams will line up, and particularly Newcastle as well. Right, okay, so I've got Sheffield Wednesday behind us. Let's have a look how I think they may line up in this formation. So, I think Westwood will keep his place in goal, and I think now this might change, so Sheffield Wednesday fans, you'll know better than me. Comment in the section box down below. Palmer at right back, Lees, Louvens and Puddle. They played the last game, but you might find that Hutchinson could drop back out if there's an injury somewhere. Lees a doubt, obviously, as we know. Hutchinson, who could play further back, Abdi, and then Jow, who's got blistering pace on the right, Stephen Fletcher, and over here, I think they'll bring in Forestieri. So we all know we're going to start straight away with this little fella. The little Argentine magician is the key. Depending on where he plays, he could play on the left. He could play in the number 10 role if Carvalho mixes it up a little bit and play like a 4-4-2 with Forestieri potentially as a second striker. He's got a few options there. So this lineup, this could change because Carvalho changes his team almost like Rafa. Very, very hard to predict. So Apologise, Sheffield Wednesday fans. I'm not the one who watches your team every week. But so this guy, Stephen Fletcher, has haunted Newcastle numerous times as well. I think you've just got to stop the supply coming to Fletcher. We'll be all right. If you stop that supply coming in from the wings, stop Fletcher, because he'll be up against Clark and be up against Lascelles, no doubt. If you stop the supply, you'll stop him having headers, because he's got a history against her. Looking at how the defence as well, you're looking at the two centre backs. They'll obviously come up for set pieces, but I have mentioned in generally that in the air they're not the greatest in the air in the tactics as well. So it's something that Newcastle need to take advantage of, especially from set pieces and long runs potentially as well. Like, you know, so they'll obviously play with the width. Now, what you'll find with Sheffield Wednesday is they'll not do this, as I mentioned. So let's just say Pudel has the ball. He'll not go, ooh, what do I do? What do I do? He's panicking. You'll not do this. You'll not clip it long. No, Sheffield Wednesday don't do that. So they'll not play that kind of ball. They'll play it simple, pass, move, and it's effective. Obviously, that must be Carvalho's method coming from his homeland, you know. And same on the other side with Palmer as well. I can't say any long balls. Play it short to the guys who can play a little bit of football as well. You might find that obviously Barry Bannon might also come into this midfield as well, because I think if he's fit, I think Barry Bannon comes into this midfield as well. I'm just going on the assumptions of last game, and let's just say most of the players are carrying knocks as well. But there's no doubt Forestier will come to the side, surely. Right, let's get over to Newcastle. Right, coming out to Newcastle then. So we know that Shelby's missing for 5 games, and we think that Jack Colback is still not fully fit. He might make the bench, but we've got a problem in centre midfield, so we're going to jump straight towards centre midfield. So as you can see there, I've got the forgotten man, Czech Chioti, because you're going to have to ask yourself, if you've got Colback missing, if you've got Shelby missing, who also can play in centre midfield? One option is this. So we'll take Chioti out the side. We'll take Anita out the side. We'll bring in Yedlin here. And he plays Anita at centre midfield. That is the only other option that I could possibly see. Maybe he might play Richie out of position, but Richie sitting in front of the defence, I can't really say that. I think we'll more use him on the wing. Let me know what you think of that, because do you think you'll go with Anita at centre midfield? Because I don't think you will. And maybe, Yedlin might come at right back, but I don't think he will. I think it's a difficult one, because what's Rafa going to do? This is so difficult to predict Rafa's team, but logically you would think Chioti would come in. Maybe he might not play the full 90 minutes, but he might. Who's going to play there? Is he going to bring Diarmis a sit further back? That's another option that he could bring here. Diarmi and play Perez in this position. Obviously, that little man that I've missed off is obviously Dwight Gale to play there. That's no shadow of a doubt about that, you know. So Diarmi could come in here and Perez play there as well. There's a few options. Let me know what you think Rafa will do in your comments down below. Right, so as I mentioned, I would like to say Atsu start, because he's been in great form. If he's on the bench again, what can he do to get in the side? You know, I've already mentioned that Sheffield Wednesday are struggling against individual pace. I think he'll go with Gouffran, I do, but I would like to say Atsu come in there, because he's got raw pace. He will just literally run at Palmer all day long, and I think that's something that Newcastle will get off their feet will be ideal. Richie, on the other hand, he works back and forward, so we know what Richie do. We'll talk about every game. He likes to come here, predominantly likes to cut in as well, so he's got a license to come in to make it almost like as a right tack midfielder when Newcastle are on the ball, but going backwards, you'll also help out as well. Maybe you could play Yedlin there because of Richie's work rate at home. That's another possibility, but Anita maybe the better safe at defending rather than Yedlin. So I'll go Anita. Lascelles and Clark Pitt themselves have been brilliant. Number 26, Carl Dallow. I always say that, don't I? When he was changing the spot, listen for the announcer to say that. So Dallow in goal. Hayden, he has to play because there's no one else. It's just that one, isn't it, really? I mean, these two are literally on fire. Now, I've heard of a lot of Sheffield Wednesday fans being delighted that Shelby's out injured, but you've got another 3 players to worry about. Diarmi is on blistering form. Gale can't stop scoring. And I would say probably Richie are the 3 key players for this game as me. Question mark who starts here for me, and question mark who starts there. Not so much, I'm not too concerned about right back, because you can play whoever you want, Yedlin, or I'm not too concerned much at home as well. There's going to be something new that's going to be coming into the channel as well. Bear with me. Yes, this is coming into future preview videos. We're going to get the stick men obviously on the pitch and everything, and we're going to be doing like virtual graphics as well. So Sky Sports, you better be warned. So that's coming. That'll be on the next preview. I'm going to tamper with it as well. Let me know what you think of obviously all of today's preview, scoreline predictions, who's going to play here in particular, because that's the big one, isn't it? So let me know what you think. And thanks for watching Newcastle Fans TV, and enjoy the rest of your Christmas. Take care.